Hi everybody, welcome to practice. Today is day 19. Come on in for your little mindful moment of mindful movement. Put on something comfy, roll out your mat, and let's get to it. Okay, so we're going to start today's practice coming straight into our Baddha Konasana or butterfly pose. So bringing the soles of the feet in together, letting the knees relax down. Okay, and the closer the feet are into the body here, the more intense the stretch will feel. So maybe just adjusting yourself, finding that sweet spot, finding that place that feels good, but maybe a little challenging as well. Okay, and then bring the hands to rest on their feet, sinking down into the hip space, sitting up tall. Maybe closing the eyes here for a moment, or maybe just letting the gaze soften and rest on a point in the room. And just taking a few nice, big, mindful and nourishing breaths here as we arrive into today's practice, as we greet ourselves on the mat. Imagining the breath traveling all the way down into the hip space, into the pelvis. And as you exhale, releasing out anything through the mouth that no longer serves you, supporting you in arriving to this present moment, deepening that sense of presence. Breathing in and exhale to release. A couple more breaths here. Beautiful. If the eyes are closed here, maybe just starting to gently open them. And bringing a little bit of movement into the spine, so swaying from one side to the other. Bringing some movement to the shoulders, to the neck as well. We're bringing the chin into the chest. Feeling a lengthening in the back of the neck. And then slowly dancing the head up, lifting the chin. That's opening down the front of the neck, the throat here. And then coming back into center, sitting up tall, releasing the hands from the feet. We're going to bring them to the insides of the legs here, to the knees. And then very gently pressing down, we're going to send the right shoulder over towards the left knee, turning the head to look over the left shoulder. Inhale. Exhale to take it all the way to the other side, so left shoulder comes to the right knee this time. Big breath in. Exhale to come back to center. Amazing, bringing the hands to the outsides of the knees, lifting the knees up, and then exhale to gently press them down. Inhale to lift. Exhale to press down. Couple more in here. Inhale to left. Inhale to lift. Can't speak today. Exhale to press down. Last one. Breathing in, drawing in. Exhale, opening, expanding as we release. Perfect. From here, we're going to come back just to lean on the hands. Bring the feet out just a little bit wider than hip width. Turning the toes in and the heels slightly out. Letting the knees come in to rest together. Nice internal rotation of the hips here as we just take a couple of breaths, counterbalancing that opening, that hip opening. Perfect, drawing the knees back up. We're going to cross the legs over here so that we're stacking the knees. Doesn't matter which side is on top and which side is on bottom, because we're going to switch around to do the other side as well. So crossing the legs over, stacking the knees here, lengthening the spine, sitting up nice and tall. And then whichever leg you have on the top, we're just going to follow down to that hip and then twist in here. So that arm can just come to rest, turning the head to look over the shoulder. Seeing if you can soften the shoulders here, soften any tension, just twisting from your center here, feeling that in the abdomen, in the spine. Really bringing your focus to that core, central part of your body here. Maybe it becomes accessible to twist in a little bit more. Or maybe not, and that's okay. Maybe easing off slightly. Just taking one more breath. And then exhaling to bring it back to center. Awesome, we're going to switch it over now. So whichever leg was on the top before is now going to go on the bottom. And whichever leg was on the bottom before is going to go on the top. And then same again, following that top leg, following it all the way back to the hip. And then twisting in here, turning the head to look over the shoulder. Letting the other arm just come to rest. Drawing energy up from your base here, up from the ground. Visualizing it traveling up the spine. All the way up to the top of the head. Keeping that breath flowing as we twist, maybe taking it a little bit deeper. Maybe easing off slightly, just listening to your body. So what feels good? Maybe starting in one place and finishing in another. That's the beauty of these practices. That's the beauty of yoga. Just getting to listen, getting to adapt and shift as you find what works for you, what serves you in each practice, each day. That's constantly changing, constantly flowing, as is life. So just listening here as we take one more breath in and out. Slowly coming back into center. Awesome, unbinding the legs. We're going to take it over into our tabletop, stacking the joints, drawing the belly in, setting up for our cat and cow here. So dropping the belly, lifting the chest as we take a big breath in. Exhaling out as we round the spine. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest. Exhale, round the spine. And feel free to add in any additional movement here that feels good as well. So maybe if you're tight in the shoulders, bringing a little roll into the shoulders as you move through this cat and cow. Or maybe if you're tighter in the hips or the lower back, bringing some circles for the hips here can feel really good as well. Maybe even shifting the weight forwards and back. Playing around here, allowing yourself to just explore the sensations as you move. And then eventually just starting to slow it down as we make our way back to that tabletop. Okay, from here, bringing the elbows down to the ground where the hands currently are. forearms and palms come down, maybe inching the knees back just slightly, creating a bit of space here. And then taking it back to our puppy pose. So letting the heart space and the forehead melt down. Feeling a nice opening through the shoulders here. Decompressing the lower back. And just breathing. Slowly starting to lift the head, lift the gaze as we shift the weight forwards onto the forearms, onto the hands. And then sending the hips all the way forwards and down, lifting the chest into our Sphinx pose. A little bending the back here, so sending that awareness, sending that breath down into the lower back. Pressing down through the hands, through the tops of the feet, feeling that connection to the mat. And the belly, the hips, taking a breath in, and then exhale to soften the chest down. Bringing the hands in underneath the shoulders. We're going to tuck the toes and push up into our plank pose. Okay, just holding it here for a moment as we feel the arms ignite, feeling the core activate, okay? Maybe balancing on the feet, sending the heels back, shifting the weight forwards. Maybe shifting weight from one hand over to the other. Just bringing a little bit of extra spice into this plank pose as we stay here just for one more breath. Breathing in and out. Beautiful, sending the hips up high to the sky into our downward facing dog. And then pedaling out the feet here. You can keep the heels lifted up, keep a generous bend in the knees. Not worrying too much about what this pose looks like, just focusing on how it feels. And then dropping the knees down to the mat, taking our child's pose. Slowly starting to lift back up. Coming up into our Vajrasana or heel sitting thunderbolt pose. Sitting up tall, letting the shoulders relax. Feeling a little stretch for the fronts of the feet here, for the ankles. And then shifting the weight forwards, tucking the toes, coming to sit back once again. Stretching the toes here. Part of the body that we often forget and neglect. Giving them a little bit of love here. A little bit of a stretch. And then maybe bringing some movement in for the wrists as well, rolling them one way and then the other way. Giving the fingers a little bit of a wiggle. And then letting the hands come to relax on the tops of the thighs. Amazing. From here, crossing over the ankles, coming back to sit in our Sukhasana, our easy pose. And this is where we are going to finish our practice today. So letting the hands come to rest either on the knees, the thighs, maybe in the lap, sitting up tall. You can allow the eyes to close here if that feels good. As we just take a breath together, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Beautiful. Bring the hands in together at the chest. Thanking yourself for this practice, for this time, this energy. For nourishing and caring for yourself in these moments, in these days, this December, with these daily practices, with this loving movement. Bringing the hands to the forehead, the third eye. Thank you everybody for joining me here for another day. I look forward to seeing you back on the mat tomorrow. Taking a big, grateful breath in and a long and loving breath out. Namaste.